Hello everyone, my name is Nick. A very warm welcome to you, and I hope you are enjoying the uplift of content this week on the channel as we do the 1 month trial. See what it would potentially look like going full time. Well, this vlog is a little bit about pinball because this is Friday, the time this is being recorded, and Pinball Thursdays are yesterday, and we put up a video from Farsight Sudios, a digital recreation of a table called Wipeout from 1993, and also had a look at the table Pinball Illusions on the Commodore Amiga, the Amiga 1200 in fact, which used the AGA chipset. I'm quite a fan of pinball because before home computing there was like pinball, and then pinball ran alongside home computing, and now it's had a bit of a resurgence in modern day time. So what's this vlog about? Well, when you talk about retro gaming, the whole nucleus of it, the whole idea of it, is going back, reliving memories as a child, the nostalgia of it, and essentially keeping these games alive. There's thousands and thousands of channels putting up content of different systems that they might have experienced or not experienced, and it's sharing those ideas and thoughts with everyone else, which is great. It's keeping the whole genre alive, back in a more innocent era where you're not relying on DLCs, patches and stuff, and it wasn't like faceless corporations designing the game. Quite often it was just one, two, or just a few individuals, and that was great. So if you're into retro gaming, you've lived that era, or you're quite a bit younger and you're just discovering it now, that's brilliant, and that's the whole core or essence for me of retro gaming. Now, we mentioned pinball before. Now, how do you keep the essence of pinball alive? Because these tables started in the 50s, I believe, working forward, and a pinball machine control involves quite a lot of moving parts and cables. So these pinball machines that are made in these sort of eras quite often would fall into disrepair. They needed the maintenance and then not played again, or damaged or destroyed, and there's not many of them are left. So how do you relive that sort of retro memory as from a historic point of view? Well, Farsight Sudios, if you hadn't heard of them, we do cover a lot of their tables. They was going through a period of, been around a few years now, digitally recreating all these old tables. I first come aware of them on the PlayStation 3, and then I got a few tables on the PlayStation 4, and they've done a fantastic job. You can see the evolution of their tables with the lighting, and there's lots of classic tables they included. So if you didn't play those tables back in the day, you get a bit of a realistic idea of how the game's played, and it prolongs their longevity, and they're there forever essentially, or so we thought. Now, with a real life table, eventually with lots and lots of play, the playfield's going to get slightly worn. And the ball's going to have its own sort of like physics, so no one table will play exactly the same as another one, although it'll be very similar. With Farsight Studios tables, the tables are always going to be brand new, like the day they left the factory, but still good to play. You get the modes, the sounds, and you get the essence, essentially what it was like playing an actual pinball table. Now, there's absolutely hundreds of pinball tables now by Farsight Studios. They're in Series 7, or Season 7, which I'm reviewing one table a week at the moment. Now, it's a bit of a bombshell, really. Farsight Studios, on May the 8th, they announced that their licenses, because these are real-life tables, they have to pay for the licenses for the companies that make them. Anyway, the licenses for tables all by Bally and Williams, which is a large number of tables, would not be renewed. What? The tables will no longer be sold from June the 30th onwards. That's a disaster. Now, as I believe, if you've already downloaded the tables, you're okay. It's just that if you're a new generation coming in and haven't bought them before the 30th of June, that option would not be longer available. So how's that going to keep pinballing alive, the essence of the new tables? Because essentially, there'll be a group of people, myself included, that have already got the tables, and then the consoles will start dying because they only have a shelf life, and you won't be able to re-download them because there'll be new material. There'll be the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 6, Xbox 29, and those tables will no longer be available. That's a disaster. And then this isn't keeping them alive. Now, it's not all bad news. Tables by Gottlieb, which are many, Stern, Sega, Data East, I think it's a couple by Alvin and Co., they'll still do them. So what does this mean then? I mean, it absolutely devastates the Farsight Studios back catalogue. You know, these tables are available on PS4, Xbox One, Steam, iPhone, Android. But look, I'll give you a list of these tables, and there's really a lot of this is sad news. There's really a lot of my favourite tables here, which I'll go through. First by Williams. There's bound to be some in your top 10 if you are into pinball. Right, first of all, Tale of the Arabian Nights. That game table comes free, well, it used to. I'm not sure if it still does with the original Pinball arcade. That's a wonderful table set in Persia, set around the Arabian. Bride of Pinball. These are huge tables. Medieval Madness. Funhouse. Gorgar. Monster Bash. Black Knight. That's an absolute classic. Taxi. No Good Gophers. Star Trek The Next Generation. Firepower. Space Shuttle. We're going on and on here. Whitewater, Pinbot, Whirlwind, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Fishtails, Black Knight 2000, High Speed, Junkyard, Diner, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Earthshaker, Cyclone, Jackbot, Red and Ted Show, The Getaway, High Speed 2, F-14 Tomcat, No Fear Dangerous Sports, Hurricane, Sword of Fury, and now some tables that are in Season 7, which I'm going to review in the coming weeks. Firepower 2, Spanish Eyes, Wildcard, Sorcerer, and Banzai Run. That's just by Williams. How many tables did I mention there? Huge amounts. Yeah, I mean, it's sad that new people coming in won't be able to download those tables. So, you know, if you're really into your pinball and playing real life tables, make sure you download all of those by the 30th of June. 30th of June, the time's ticking, we're in May now. So that's just the tables all by Williams that are going. Now check this by Bally. I mean, yeah, by Bally. Now, again, we've got Theatre of Magic, that's one of my favourite ones. Circus Voltaire, Creature of the Black Lagoon. Now the two Elvira tables, Elvira and the Party Monsters, Scared Stiff. Twilight Zone, Attack from Mars, that is a wonderful table, Attack from Mars. Dr. Dude and his Excellent Ray. Cactus Canyon, Centaur, some great sounds in Centaur. You Centaur. Yeah, it's great colour scheme in that as well. I'm going to play that after this. The Champions Pub, Black Rose, can't read my own writing there, that's a piratey one, I like that too. Who Done It, that's quite clever. The Party Zone, The Addams Family, Xenon, Safecracker, Judge Dredd, Fireball, Indianapolis 500, 8 Ball Deluxe, Doctor Who, Paragon, 2 seconds. No, 2 seconds ain't one, I always have a problem with my sound around about this time. And another two tables I'll be reviewing in Season 7, World Champions Snooker and Fathom. Unbelievable. So what do you think of that? Is that bad news? Have you heard of this news? It was announced on the 8th of May, so I'm a little late announcing it to you. But you know, I know pinball is the least watched thing on this channel, but the reason why essentially I do it from a retro gaming background, you like to see before home computers happened what was around at that sort of point, and pinballing was a part of that. Whether I look at any other systems around about that time, because I think prior to the ZX Spectrum was the Atari 2600 and that series there, so I'm chewing it over. We might look at the odd one or two for historic purposes. So let me know what you think about that. If you're into Farsight Sudios, the Pinball Arcade, fancy tables you can look at as well as Pinball FX3. All their tables are their own work, they're not recreations, so that's going to go on and on and on and on. Thank you for watching this once again. As I say, I hope you're enjoying the uplift on the channel. If you want this to be a permanent thing, if you want to support the channel and help it continue, there's patreon.com/njenkin. Thanks for watching as always. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.